Hello, everyone. I'm Josh.
And I'm Katie, and we're Fresh Breath.
We're the Band in the Van, and this is the Band in the Van podcast. We don't have any visits from Joe Rogan. We don't be wearing buckles that are a shining. It's Katie and I, and we discuss what's happening in our lives. And this week, it's Austin, Texas.
It's all Austin for a full 15 minutes.
Yeah, and we're going to get to it. So let's get to it.
Band in the Band podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Episode 8. Let's get that 15-minute timer going. We've got to unpack Austin,
Yeah,
Texas.
literally.
Because
we just swept the van out and got our home back together here.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll start from the beginning.
Hang on.
We don't have a makeup team, folks. So Katie and I, we took a trip to Austin.
Austin, Massachusetts.
Over the
It
last.
was so much fun.
I love that city. It's such an approachable city. It's so easy to drive around. It's easy to find parking, except down by the University of Texas, but Austin campus, if you will. But we'll start from the beginning. So it's about a 5.5 hour drive from South Padre. And so we did that drive, and then not the whole reason we wanted to go there, but the main tipping point was an old family friend of the Griffins.
Yes.
Invited us. So
our friend Heather, who I haven't seen in 20 years maybe, she was best friends with my sister in high school, and she's been living here for I think about 10 years or so now.
Mm-hmm.
And so she saw on social media that we were in Texas, and she messaged us, and she was like, a couple kids from Cottom in Texas. I'm from Cottom in Texas. Please come and visit me. And so we were like, you know what, let's do it. It seems like a good opportunity to have a local show us around. And she also was lovely enough to give us a place to stay for free for a couple nights.
Which was nice to be able to stand up to put your pants on. It's always a pleasure.
So we got out of the van for a couple nights. We got to spread out. Ruby had some room to roam. There was like a fenced-in backyard, and she got to play with a couple dogs, which was fun.
Yeah, that was great. She made herself at home. Every time we left, she would just stay there with the dogs, and she was fine.
She loved it.
So the drive was like a drop in the bucket. When you're talking about how far away we are from home, that was just a very quick drive. It was an easy drive back.
There's only it felt like one desolate road for like a couple hours out of the like South Texas area.
Yeah.
And then once you get a little closer to Austin, like more city-ish driving happens. City-ish, more highway style.
Interesting.
Driving. But on your way out of South Padre and the Rio Grande Valley, there's like a checkpoint where you have to go through. There's like one road to get out, and there's a checkpoint, so that's always like interesting.
It's interesting because I don't even know, like for sure they're looking for if you like have a bunch of people stashed in the back of your van.
Illegals, yeah.
I'm assuming that it's like a drug checkpoint as well, but like as soon as we say we're Canadian, they're always very friendly and they just let us go, which is cool. And so that part is fine. On the way down, like coming back, there isn't that checkpoint.
No, they let you come in without checking.
Anyways, we're really drawing this out to get to our shenanigans in Austin. So first of all, so the first night that we get to Austin, we have a local that knows all the cool places. So we went out to an amazing restaurant. It was Mexican food that was awesome,
delicious,
so good. So like right off the bat, restaurant was killer and like not crazy packed. I guess it was Monday. It was Monday night.
It was a Monday, yeah.
It was Monday, but it was still busy, but it wasn't bananas. So anyway, we go out for dinner, and then we went out and caught music on a Monday night, and it was just packed. What was the first bar that we went to where we saw
the White Horse?
The White Horse. So we saw Ruby Dice at the White Horse. She's awesome. I will put links to her Instagram in the description of this video so you can find her. She's great. And like just on a Monday night, packed bars, a big sign on the back of the stage for the bands that says "Don't play Wagon Wheel," which I think is hilarious. And then another big sign that's like "No line dancing," which is like completely opposite to like what we're used to down here. It's like wagon wheel and line dancing is like what's going on. So it was nice to have a break from that. And again, not shitting on it.
No,
I'm sticking
but
to
just something different, right?
If you see the last episode, I'm still turning that corner.
Yes.
I'm not shitting on anything.
And also really nice to see a variety of ages. So like at the White Horse, which was the first place, like it was starting to get busier, but there's people dancing to, you know, original music or just music that, you know, isn't your typical dance music, but like bluesy, country, rock music. And people are dancing and they're like anywhere from their 20s to their 60s or 50s.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of neat to see like the music culture and how people are just like out on a Monday night and they're dancing and just having a great time.
It was great. And to like original music too, and like covers, like B-side covers that you don't usually see. So, and then that place was great. So the White Horse, if you're ever in Austin, highly recommend. Like I said, Ruby Dice, we will put her information. So from there, we went to, like, Heather was like, I know this seems weird. We're driving to like a subdivision. It looks like a subdivision, but like this guy had bought a bunch of houses in this subdivision and turned like one of the main houses into this music venue. What was it called?
Sam's Town Point.
Sam's Town Point. And again, just bands, Monday night, blues band,
really good
ages from 20s to 60s, 70s even, out there just dancing. They do the two-step out here, which is a lot of twirling.
It's I thought the two-step was like line dancing.
Or the two-step was just that stand in place. Like,
but it's more like couples that are like two-step, one-step, two-step, one-step. It's like
you're good at it.
Yeah. Heather was going to take us to teach us the two-step somewhere, like they do like two-step lessons everywhere.
Yeah.
But we didn't end up doing that. But it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So that was the first night. Again, it's Monday night. Everything is like jam-packed. There's great music everywhere, and just people having a blast and having so much fun. So the next day, again, we slept really well because we could stretch out. And then the next day we got up and we just kind of did all the things that like a tourist kind of thing. Like I wanted to make sure the Comedy Mothership was a real thing because like Joe Rogan is like this huge cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
And that's his new place. And like the crazy thing was Tom Segura, Christina P,
not Tom, but
Joe Rogan.
It was,
I thought you said Tom was there too.
No, it was
Shane Gillis.
Yeah, Shane.
But like, so they were all in town doing shows, and we didn't have the foresight to look into tickets, so everything was sold out.
Yeah.
So, but if you go to our Instagram page, you can see there's a picture of me just like, yay, in front of the Comedy Mothership, which is very cool.
And by the way, Joe, like half your sign was like burnt out.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag him in this too. Yeah, like half the
Go
like
fix your sign, Joe.
You got the money, Joe.
I'm gonna tell you something about me, Joe Rogan, that you might not know.
Fix the sign. It's bullshit. I don't know, but it didn't look anything like I thought it would look. Like I thought it would be the standalone building in like a dusty trails somehow.
No,
I don't know why that's
it's
what
like
I was looking
right
at.
downtown.
It looks like he bought like an old Ritz hotel.
It looks like
and turned it because it
like
says
a
Ritz
theater.
above it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then turned it. I don't know. I'm sure the inside is beautiful. We didn't get a chance.
We didn't get to go in,
but so anyways, went there. We went to this music shop. What was it called? East. I'm so bad with names right now. I should have made notes. It's right beside the Saxon pub. It's called like
that was
East,
South Austin music.
South Austin music. And like you walk in, you get greeted by a dog. And then they encourage you to pick up the most insanely expensive instruments. Like we walked into the vintage acoustic room.
Yeah.
And there's guitars from like the 1920s. There was a mandolin from like 18 something, and they're like, pick them up just to
like
say
an
you did.
original national guitar or something.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they're just like, just pick them up just to say that you did.
They were very like, go ahead.
Yeah, where usually it's like, no, sir, we have to use the "May I help you" riff.
Yeah.
May I help you?
To get into like the the
Yeah.
glass
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A behind lock and key kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. But
Whereas we noticed, like, in contrast to where we're from, the music store here, they were like, "So what do you do? Like, let's chat. Like, can we help you? Do you have questions?" Like, they
Yeah.
wanted to know about you, what
Your
you're doing, what
band.
your band was doing,
Yeah.
and very like it's just so friendly.
Yeah.
Everyone is just so friendly. So
Yeah.
we really love that.
And everybody just talks music everywhere you go. Doesn't matter who you meet. Everybody's just talking about where they're going that night, what band they're going to see, and why. And it's like, it's just an awesome culture. We didn't get to see, like, I'm sure there's more cover band-ish
For sure,
places,
yeah.
like, but we got brought by a local to like some hip spots where we saw some incredible bands.
Yeah.
So, but first, let's get to the open mic.
Yeah. So that second afternoon, we were walking around and shopping downtown, like South Congress area. And Heather sent us a text and said, "Hey, there's an open mic tonight at Cactus Cafe," which is like a legendary cafe lounge that's located in the university. And tons of musicians have like played there and gotten their start there.
So like Towns Van Zandt, Lucinda Williams.
Yeah, there's a big, huge list. There's all these like photos on the wall of all these artists. And so we were looking at it and it's like, email Jake to let him know if you want to perform. So we did. We didn't hear anything back. And Heather was like, "No, I think we should just go and we'll just show up." And
she reached out to a friend that had been. But again, like having local knowledge is money. Because she was like, I reached out to a friend and she's been, and you just go, there's like a QR code
to sign up.
So
we get there and we try to get a little bit early. We sign up and there was like a little exception box that you could check, like, why should I make an exception for you tonight to make sure you get on? And so we clicked it and we said, we're in town for one night only because we were only there for one more night.
Yeah.
And we would really love for you to consider us, basically.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of nerve-wracking because the doors open at 7 and there was about 40 songwriters there and there's only 24 spots.
Yeah.
And each songwriter gets 5 minutes, one song, and that includes like tuning, getting up to the stage, everything.
Yeah. They weren't like hardcore.
No,
about
but everyone was pretty
was,
respectful.
Yeah, it was like a reminder.
But you don't find out if you're on the list to play until 7:30 when it starts. So he basically gets up at 7:30 and goes, "Okay, here's who's on the list," and he reads it all down.
Yeah.
And so you have to be there to make sure you know when you're on.
It's a genius idea because the people that go there, then like there's 40 songwriters but probably 100 people there, so there's like an audience for the songwriter night excuse me, which is great. But it's kind of a genius idea because everybody goes and then you put this list on and then he goes through the rules, which is like there's no covers, no backing tracks, no drum machines, no covers. I'd said that already. And he's like, this is a listening room, so no phones, like no texting, like you can video, but like no texting. And they said it's a listening room, so listen to what people are saying, which was like incredible. And then if you're a songwriter who doesn't get chosen, it makes you sit around and just kind of
check it out,
watch and see what everybody's up to. And so we are very grateful to get on.
Yeah, we were like listening to him read the list, and I was like, there's no way we're getting on, just because I don't know, we've heard of these things happen before, especially in like Nashville or something, where you try to get to the songwriters open mic and there's already 25 people ahead of you that know the host and foot in the door kind
everybody
of thing, right?
owes a favor.
So I really wasn't sure what was going to happen, but he said fresh breath and I was like, oh my god. And then
did like one of these little handshakes.
Low five.
Heather signed up too because she writes songs and sings as well, so she got picked as well. So we were excited. So we hung out there. It was basically a 2-hour thing. So we hung out there for the 2 hours, and we all got up. Were able to get up and sing a song, which was really nerve-wracking. Like we play a lot of shows, and it's just a totally different thing to get up in front of other songwriters, especially somewhere like that in Austin, and play an original song on the spot.
So, like, you get one chance.
Yeah.
And like, so I don't know. That was very, very cool. Again, local knowledge. We didn't know about that. We didn't know how to do that. So that was great. And to have a friend that also writes.
Yeah.
And
I think we encouraged her a little bit because she's been living in Austin for quite a while and she hadn't gotten the chance to do that yet. So I was excited for her to kind of, push herself a little bit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Very, very cool. And then after that, we're all kind of feeling
excited,
a good buzz
yeah.
and excited about it. And then we went to a place called Sea Boys. Did we go there
Boys.
right after? Yeah,
Yeah.
Sea Boys Bar. And there's when we first got in the band, I forget what the name was. It was crazy. There was a fiddle
It was
player.
like a psychedelic country
Yeah,
blues thing.
yeah, it was intense. Like really, really good. But like it reminded me of like early Incubus,
Mhm.
like early Incubus, like
like
that kind
heavier,
of
yeah.
heavier kind of stuff. But then the band that came on after was like a 3-piece horn section, so saxophone, trombone, trumpet, and then there's bass player, guitar player, drummer, and then they had a rapper and an R&B singer.
Yeah,
And like it was so
it
good.
was really good. I
Really,
got some
really good.
video we can drop in.
Yeah,
here for you
we'll
guys to
put it
check
in a
out,
little
too.
bit. I forget what that band was called.
They didn't say their name. I remember
It
Heather
was on the
asked.
chalkboard.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but I forget.
Heather asked the door guy, and he was like, "Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know."
there's so many bands that
So
go
many
around
bands,
too.
yeah.
Like even when we talked to the door guy, he's just like, "No, here's my band." It was easy to remember. Brian, all caps. Can't forget that band name.
Everybody has a band here. And
Everybody has a band here.
It's just so cool.
Yeah, Brett, our producer Brett there, I was messaging back and forth and we were talking about how everybody has a band, everybody's pushing a band.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like in Austin, he's like the guy who's like pumping your gas is probably a 10 times better guitar player than you. And I'm like, yeah, it's true though.
Yeah.
Like, cause like in that music story, just everybody's picking up guitars and just
And
shredding.
like everybody's, yeah. And there's our time.
Yeah.
Everybody's just
really
like
fast.
doing their side hustle on break, going to the guitar store
Yeah.
for their gig later.
Yeah, no, 100%. Everybody's working the streets
Yeah.
and there's music every night of the week. So like the moral of this podcast, if you can't tell, is if you get a chance
To go to
Austin, Texas, go.
Austin, Massachusetts.
There's so much to do. The comedy scene is blowing up. There's amazing clubs where you can see any type of music any day of the week.
And it's super approachable. Like,
yeah,
that was my biggest takeaway is like everyone is very friendly and open, like welcoming, even like the strangers that you don't know. And the city, the way it's laid out and everything, it felt like a small town city.
Yeah.
So
super
really,
easy to drive, super easy to find parking.
I really loved it.
It was great.
And I bought the t-shirt. So.
Yeah. we're good. But anyways, we're gonna shut up here. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Katie and I are just sipping water today because we had too much fun in Austin, and we're trying to
curb our enthusiasm.
Yeah,
before we go rock out at the cigar bar tonight.
It's true.
We're back on the island, and the sun's back out, so it's a
bunch
new
of
week.
shows coming up.
All right.
But anyways, cheers, everybody.
Band.